Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, our first game to start off part 2 of this July 10th game day. The Puerto Rico Playas on the road to take on the Atlanta Avengers. The Avengers, every game right now is do or die here. Every game's like a playoff game for them. They are sitting way back in the standings, but still in the playoff hunt. The Puerto Rico Playas sitting top seed in the Southeast Division, 3rd overall in the East. They look to widen the gap on Washington with the win today. Let's find out what's going to happen. Playas, Avengers. Kicking off part 2 of CDL Live. Alright folks, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game is about to happen here. The Puerto Rico Playas on the road to do battle with Southeast Division rivals, the Atlanta Avengers. When we take a look at the standings, we know that Puerto Rico is trying to clinch a playoff spot. Atlanta is still in the playoff race, but just barely hanging on. So they're out of the divisional race. Puerto Rico's in first, and they're trying to widen the gap on the other teams still in the race with them, like Washington. For Atlanta, their goal is to gain some points and try to get a playoff spot. Then be a tough task at hand here today, trying to beat the Puerto Rico Playas, but we're about to find out if they can do it. Let's take a look at the lineups. Puerto Rico comes out with Copeland, followed by Far Future. Blue Star at the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer is Big Custom Jr. To the home side of the field, Black Marinello starts things off for the Atlanta Avengers, followed by Red Silhouette. At the captain spot is going to be Clown, and that 5-point gainer will be Yellow Cobra. There we go, Black Marinello and Cobra. Game on. Overlight and Black Marinello going at it here. Interference call. Still scoreless here. Got a good game, good matchup on our hands. These two pounding each other. Coldlight rolls to stay up there. And Coldlight loses the front wheels of his and goes down. An injury to Coldlight. That could be very bad for Puerto Rico this season if that's a permanent injury. But nonetheless, Atlanta leads 5-0. Out comes Far Future now, trying to tie this game up. Black Marinello. And he puts Atlanta up 10-0. Only Blue Star standing in his way. They both go down in the Atlanta Avengers. A huge upset win, 15-5 over the Puerto Rico Playas. Huge upset victory. Puerto Rico falls there and falls hard. Coming up next, Milwaukee Mob and the Cleveland Wolves on CDL Live. Stay tuned. Alright, it's time for our next game here on CDL Live. The Milwaukee Mob playing for pride here in July. No chance of making the playoffs, but they are on the road against the number 8 seeded Cleveland Wolves, who are trying to keep a tight grasp on the number 8 seed. And a win would help them do that. Let's find out who can get a win here today. Mob, Wolves, next on CDL Live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap for ya. The Milwaukee Mob on the road to take on the Cleveland Wolves in a Northern Division showdown. Milwaukee playing for pride in July. The Cleveland Wolves, they are currently the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Looking back at all those teams that are knocking on the door, Cleveland looks to widen the gap today and, possibly knock a few teams out of the running today if they can get a win. Let's find out what's going to happen. Milwaukee starts things off with Black Spider, followed by 80 Vet. Ratified at the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer will be Black 308. To the home side of the field, Cleveland starts off with Mick D. Green, followed by Aqua Ferrari. At the captain spot is going to be Stop 34, and that 5-point gainer will be Blue F50. Here we go, game on. Mick D. Green and Black Spider, and interference called on Black Spider. So Still scoreless, but it's going to end up being 5-5. 80 vet now up against Aqua Ferrari here. Interference call. Just barely an interference, but still an interference. These cards go at it again. Score tied at 5. And it's going to be 10-5, Milwaukee in the lead. They get a flip, this would be a huge upset. And interference is going to be called there. So score is still 10-5. Would have been game over for Cleveland there, but they get another interference call. That was close. And now the game is going to be tied. No interference on that one. 80 vet goes down. Ratified now. Up against Stock 34. Game tied at 10. Stock 34 staying up here. Whoop, no contact. Piece of Ratified chipped off onto the field here. And Ratified hangs on, and he'll get the flip on Stock 34. 15-10 Milwaukee hanging in there. But Blue F50 will send this game into overtime. 15-15. Black 308 up against Blue F50 in OT here. And it's going to be Milwaukee getting the win in overtime, 20-15. Black 308 gets the game winning put as Blue F50 goes down. Milwaukee Mob 20, Cleveland Wolves 15. Huge win, huge loss for Cleveland, who's trying to hold down that 8th spot. Milwaukee playing for pride. They love the feeling of being a spoiler. Coming up next, San Antonio Kings, New Mexico Monsters on CDL Live.
Alright, in our next game, the San Antonio Kings, they may be sitting in 12th place. Well, they were at the start of this game day, but they are only 7 points out of a playoff spot in the Western Conference. Division rivals of theirs, the New Mexico Monsters, are already eliminated from the playoff race, but compared to their last season, which only boasted 2 wins, they are doing much better. And they've been a competitive team within their division this year. Let's find out who gets the win here today. San Antonio Kings, New Mexico Monsters, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap is a battle out of the Southern Division. The San Antonio Kings on the road to do battle with the New Mexico Monsters. Let's take a look at the lineups. Acura will start things off for San Antonio, followed by Sweet 16. Motorblade Jr. at the captain spot, and at 5-point gainer is going to be Road Plane. To the home side of the field, the New Mexico Monsters come out with See You Later, followed by Patriot. Dragon at the captain spot, and at 5-point gainer is going to be Champion. Let's go on ahead and I'll pull up these stands right quick because it's a close race in the West. Really, it is. As a matter of fact, the San Antonio Kings, who are over here now, they're still in the division hunt. The New Mexico Monsters, however, they are out of the playoff race. So, New Mexico playing for pride. San Antonio trying to clinch a playoff spot. Of course, they are quite a ways out right now. The Kings currently sitting 12th in the conference, but really they're only 7 points out. So a much needed win here for the Kings. The Monsters looking to be spoilers, and so far they are. See You Later gets the flip on Acura, and it's 5-0. Make it 10-5. The Sweet 16 and See You Later go down there. The Monsters in the lead. Looking for the upset is Patriot up against Motorblade Jr. here. And this game's going to be tied at 10. So now we got Motorblade Jr., the rookie, up against the veteran in Dragon there for New Mexico. They'll go at it. And Dragon gets the flip on Motorblade Jr. 15-10 New Mexico. Dragon looking to put it away. And he does. 15-10. Dragon gets the game-winning flip there for the New Mexico Monsters. And the San Antonio Kings taking a loss they really can't afford at this stage of the season. Heading into the last 8 game days with that loss. And it's not going to help them, let's put it that way. Nonetheless, coming up next, we got more action on CDL Live. Portland Panthers, Nevada Thunder, Pacific Division battle coming up. Stay tuned.
All right, our next game is a Pacific Division battle on tap. The Portland Panthers on the road to take on the Nevada Thunder. The Thunder are currently sitting all the way back in 16th in the West, but they're still in the playoff hunt. They need wins desperately right now, but they're no different than the Panthers. The Panthers, though, are in 7th place. Currently have a playoff spot, but loosely holding on to it. They need wins just as much. Let's find out who can get a W today. Portland Panthers, Nevada Thunder next on CDL Live.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next game. The Portland Panthers will be on the road against the Nevada Thunder. Of course, right now, the Portland Panthers sitting at 7th place in the Western Conference, holding down their playoff spot. The Nevada Thunder, on the other hand, they're sitting in 16th in the West, and they're definitely in need of wins. They're not out of the playoff race yet, but they keep taking more losses. They are going to be soon. Let's take a look at what they bring to the table today. But first, let's take a look at the Portland Panthers lineup. Blue Lamborghini starts things off for the Portland Panthers, followed by Solar Reflex. Monty at the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer is going to be Pro. To the home side of the field, 42 will start things off for the Nevada Thunder, followed by White Indy, Yellow Spider at the captain spot, and White Lamborghini will take 5-point gainers. Here we go, 42 and Blue Lamborghini, game on. And we're going to be tied at 5. White Indy now up against Solar Reflex. Here we go, game on between these two. Just a matchup. Interference call. We got a tie game here, 5-5, make it 10-5, Nevada in the lead. White Indy gets the flip on Solar Reflex. And now has to take on Monty. Monty, the heavy hitter here, trying to keep Portland in the game, and he does. 10-10 the score. Panthers fighting back, and now Monty up against Yellow Spider. Two captains going at it. Monty gets the flip. 15-10 Portland. White Lamborghini trying to send this one to overtime, won't happen. Monty goes 3-0. And the Portland Panthers have the win over the Nevada Thunder. 15-10. Coming up next, Indianapolis Reapers, Minnesota Maniacs, huge Central Division battle on CDL Live. Stay tuned.
All right, coming up next, we got another big game here on CDL Live, a Central Division matchup between the Indianapolis Reapers, who sit only 6 points out of a playoff spot in the Western Conference, and the Minnesota Maniacs, who are currently 5th in the West and trying to catch up to San Diego to take that 4th seed and at least have home field advantage for the first round of the playoffs. Big game for both sides involved here. Let's see what happens. Reapers, Maniacs, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. It's time for another game here. Our next matchup, the Indianapolis Reapers on the road to take on the Minnesota Maniacs. Let's go ahead and take a look at where these teams are. Well, I'm going to tell you where they are because I'm looking right now. Indianapolis right now sits at the 11th seed. Currently only 6 points out of a playoff spot. So definitely in the lookout for wins is the Reapers. The Minnesota Maniacs trying to do some catching up to the San Diego Lightning. They're sitting in 5th place right now in the West. Let's see what happens in this game because it should be a good one. Reapers and their opponents, the Maniacs. Here we go. Indianapolis lineup is Candy, followed by Green Enzo. Gold Z28 at the captain spot, and a 5-point gainer for the Reapers will be Speed Shot. To the home side of the field, Black Spinebuster will start things off from Minnesota, followed by Green 7. Diablo 2 comes out at the captain spot, and Side Draft will take 5-point gainer. There we go, Black Spinebuster and Candy, game on. And it's going to be 5-0. Minnesota in the lead. Black Spinebuster got the flip on Candy, and now Green Enzo out there trying to tie this game up. Not going to happen. 10-0. Maniacs in the lead. Now comes Gold Z28. Trying to keep the Reapers in this game. Can he do it? Interference call that time. Ooh, Black Spinebuster goes off screen, but still up. They switch sides plainly here. That front end's coming loose on him. Interference call that time. So the score's still 10-0. Maniacs in the lead here, but goes U28 going to turn this one into a battle here. But he'll go down in the end. 15-0. It's a shutout, but a hard-fought one there at the end. The Minnesota Maniacs get the 15-0 win over the Indianapolis Reapers. Stay tuned. Another two teams are in the playoff race going head-to-head. It's going to be Phoenix Firebirds, New Orleans Gladiators, Southern Division battle. Next on CDL Live. Stay tuned.
All right, our next game in the CDL game day here, the July 10th game day. It's a huge one. Southern Division battle. The number 8 seeded Phoenix Firebirds on the road to take on the number 10 seed at the moment, the New Orleans Gladiators. Right now, only, and I mean only, 1 point separates these two teams in the standings. So, crucial game for both teams involved here. Both of them looking for a win that could put them, for a moment, in the playoffs. Phoenix Firebirds, New Orleans Gladiators, next on CDL Live.
All right, our next game coming up here on CDL Live. Welcome back, by the way. It's a game with major playoff implications. Huge playoff race battle here. The Phoenix Firebirds right now currently in 8th place in the Western Conference, sitting there with 69 points. New Orleans Gladiators sitting in 10th place with 68 points. You get where I'm going. This is a huge game for both teams. New Orleans can actually pass Phoenix and San Jose right now for the 8th seed. Of course, San Jose does have to play later tonight, so it'll be dependent on what they do, but New Orleans could get ahead of Phoenix here, which is huge considering both of these teams are still in the Southern Division race against Roswell, who of course has the day off. So both of these teams looking to gain a little ground. So let's find out what will happen. Enzo 2 comes out first for Phoenix, followed by 40. At the captain spot will be Green Arrow, and a 5-point gainer, Red FXX. So the home side of the field. Yellow Vet will start things off for the New Orleans Gladiators, followed by Tigre. Menace will take the captain spot, and a 5-point gainer will be Lagera. So here we go. The Firebirds are ready. The Gladiators are ready. Game on. 5-0 Gladiators. Take the lead as Enzo 2 goes down, and out comes number 40. 40 gets to flip the tie of this game up 5-5. And now he faces T-Bray, the 2012 Rookie of the Year. Out there having a good battle so far. Good game on our hands. And both of those two go down. So 40 and T-Gray both land upside down. We are tied at 10, and it's down to Green Arrow and Menace here. Both of them go flying. Clean collision, no flip, but there is on that one. Green Arrow gets the tiebreaker right there, 15-10. Now he looks to put it away. Lagera trying to force overtime here. Green Arrow gets the win for the Phoenix Firebirds. Good solid hit right there, and the Firebirds hang on to the 8th seed. New Orleans, big loss for them right there. They definitely wanted that one. But they'll have plenty of chances. Besides, there are still 8 game days to come. Nonetheless, coming up next, more action on CDL Live. Huge battle from the Northeast. Oh man, stay tuned for this one. Buffalo Warriors, Philadelphia Demons. Next on CDL Live.
Alright, it's a marquee type of matchup, and it's our next game on CDL Live. The Buffalo Warriors on the road to take on the Philadelphia Demons. The Warriors trying to get a step closer to clinching a playoff spot, but on the home side of the field, the Philadelphia Demons with a chance to clinch the Northeast Division. And when it happened to be just so right that their opponents today are their Northeast Division rivals, the Buffalo Warriors. Let's find out who gets the much-needed W here. Warriors, Demons, Northeast Division title on the line. Let's get you down the field for the start of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap, going to be a good one. Northeast Division battle, and what a rivalry here. The Philadelphia Demons home against the Buffalo Warriors. And actually there is quite a little bit at stake here today. With a win here today, or just 2 points, all Philadelphia needs is the tie here today. And they will have the Northeast Division title. Buffalo looking for a win in regulation, trying to prevent that from happening. If they want to stay alive, they are the only team in the Northeast Division that could take that title from the Demons. Of course, Demons, the most points Buffalo can get is 114. Philadelphia has 113. You get 3 points for a win, 2 points for a tie, 1 point for an overtime loss. So you get where I'm going with this. So let's see what the Warriors bring to the table, trying to keep this thing close for as long as they can. Blue Dragon will start things off for Buffalo, followed by Tyrell. At the captain spot is going to be what? And that 5-point gainer will be Blue BMW. To the home side of the field, the Philadelphia Demons come out with Silver Demon, followed by Silver Melina. At the captain spot will be Pink Indy, and that 5-point gainer is going to be Sonic Boom. So here we go, Buffalo Warriors, Philadelphia Demons. Always a classic when these two meet up. I remember their series back in 2011 in the playoffs, and then 2010 the conference finals. Not conference finals in 10, but 09 conference finals rather. So here we go. Blue Dragon out there for Buffalo, Silver Demon out there for the Philadelphia Demons. Game on. No contact. Line back on the right side. Field for each other, and here we go. Game back on, and Silver Demon rolls the state up. 5-0 Philadelphia, and here comes Tyrell out onto the field. And Demon staying up there. Interference called that time. Tyrell would have been down. But interference against Silver Demon, and Silver Demon staying up here. And he will go down that time. So Tyrell will tie this game up for Buffalo, 5-5. Out comes Silver Melina, 10-5. Buffalo in the lead now. Pink Indy now out there against Tyrell, trying to keep the Demons in the game, and he does. 10-10. Philadelphia ties it, and what a matchup we are going to see here. I think we've seen this before this year, but it's a classic. What out there for the Warriors? Pink Indy out there for the Philadelphia Demons. And here we go. The battle is on. Pink Indy and what? This one could go for a while. Sit back and relax, folks, and just watch this battle. Watch it from the edge of your seat. Interference call, but no flip on the play. So they go back to their respective sides here. The Demons on the home side of the field, looking to clinch the division. Need at least the tie to definitely do it. They might do it with an overtime loss, but then it would have to go down to a tiebreaker. And I don't feel like doing math right now. Anyway. What? He's putting up a fight here against Pink Indy. And Pink Indy almost had the game game leading flip. Still tied at 10 here. What? And Pink Indy going at it still. Some pretty tough collisions going on between these two. Ooh, Pink Indy rolls the state up. And so does what? And we continue this battle here. Wow, what a game on our hands. And Pink Indy gets the flip on what? 15-10. The Demons, one flip away from becoming the 2013 Northeast Division champions. Blue BMW standing in the way. Oh, almost went into overtime there. Almost ended. They both go down. They both must get back up here. And this time, Blue BMW is down for the count in the Philadelphia Demons. Congratulations to Tim Geiser and the Philadelphia Demons. They are the 2013 Northeast Division champions. They get the 15-10 win over the Buffalo Warriors. And Tim Geiser can hang up another Northeast Division banner for Philadelphia. Nonetheless, we still got 3 more games left to go on CDL Live. Twisters, Nighthawks. They're coming up next. Stay tuned.
Alright, our next game is a huge one for both the teams involved. The Central Division battle. The St. Louis Twisters on the road to do battle with the Nashville Nighthawks. Nighthawks, only 9 points out of a playoff spot right now, but they are way back in the standings amongst a bunch of other teams. As a matter of fact, they are currently 14th in the Western Conference. Their opponents today, the St. Louis Twisters, holding down the 6th seed in the West, but trying to keep up with the Minnesota Maniacs, who are in that 5 seed. So, who's going to be able to get the W today? Let's find out. Twisters, Nighthawks, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. We got another game on tap for you here in the Car Demolition League. To be exact, our next game is the St. Louis Twisters on the road take on the Nashville Nighthawks. Nashville currently sitting in 14th. But with Phoenix getting a win today, it just made catching up to the 8th seed a lot harder for them. They look to do that today. At least a little catching up, at least get 3 points to keep up with Phoenix and all those teams that are ahead of them. Of course, on the road we got the St. Louis Twisters, who are currently 6th place in the Western Conference, and they're trying to catch up to the Minnesota Maniacs, and of course Minnesota got a win, so both these teams trying to play the game of keep up. Anyways, let's see who's successful at it. St. Louis Twisters come out with Mini Truck, followed by Silver Indy. At the captain spot will be Diablo 1, and at captain spot will be Mustang 2 for those St. Louis Twisters. To the home side of the field now, the Nashville Nighthawks. They'll be coming out with Black Testarossa, followed by Extinguish. Orange Chevelle at the captain spot, and a 5-point gainer is going to be Chevrolet. So here we go. Twisters and Nighthawks here on CDL Live. Game on. Scotch Tape's been winning this fight, man. It hasn't got filled up yet. Nashville in the lead. 5-0 here. This Mini Truck goes down. Black Testarossa now up there against Silver Indy as they switch sides cleanly. Going at it here. Good battle on our hands between these two. Score still 5-0 Nashville. Black Testarossa and Silver Indy. Interference call. Silver Indy almost had the game tied up there. He does battle with Black Testarossa. Ooh, digs into him, man. Another digging low by Silver Indy as they switch sides yet again. Interference called. Go back to original sides yet again. Still a 5-0 game. Make it 5-5. Silver Indy gets the flip right there on Black Testarossa. We are tied at 5, and here comes Extinguish. Out there to do battle with Silver Indy. Got caught in them there. Ooh, punishing hit, but Silver Indy stays up, but not that time. Extinguish gets the flip on Silver Indy, and we have a 10-5 lead for the Nashville Nighthawks. Out comes Diablo 1 now, trying to use those aerodynamics. Almost had it, but Extinguish stays up. The unflippable Extinguish staying up, and he gets the win for the Nashville Nighthawks. 15-5 the final. Nashville Nighthawks get the win over the St. Louis Twisters. Huge win for them. Big loss for the Twisters. Coming up next, Carolina Wildcats, Jacksonville Bangums. Huge playoff implications there as well. That game is next on CDL Live. Stay tuned.
As if any game tonight wasn't a big game, it's a big game for these two teams. The Carolina Wildcats take on the Jacksonville Bangums. Both these teams, Southeast Division rivals, and both of them right now in the playoff hunt. As a matter of fact, Carolina is the number 9 seed in the East right now, and Jacksonville currently is the number 10 seed. Both of them trying to catch up to 8th seeded Cleveland. Both of them in need of a win here today. Let's get you down to the field for the start of what should be a great game. Wildcats, Bangums, next on CDL Live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap, Southeast Division battle. Both these teams still in their divisional run-in here, and both of them very close to a playoff spot. Of course, Cleveland is 11 points ahead right now at the moment of the number 9 seeded Carolina Wildcats. They are 12 points currently ahead of the Jacksonville Bangums. So, a few games ahead, but Cleveland's been a little bit of slump lately, and both these teams want to take advantage of that. Let's see who can get the better of who here. It's the number 9 seeded Eastern team, the Carolina Wildcats, take on the number 10 seeded Eastern team, the Jacksonville Bangums. Let's take a look at the lineups. For the Carolina Wildcats, it'll be Mustang 1, followed by Red 23. At the captain spot will be Rocket Oil, and at 5-point gainer will be Yellow Ferrari GT. To the home side of the field, the Jacksonville Bangums will come out with Testarossa, followed by Yellow Ferrari. At the captain spot is going to be Black Spec Type, and at 5-point gainer will be Silver Vet 2. It's getting late, folks. Speed didn't work tonight. Okay, here we go. And look at that. Mustang 1 takes down Testarossa, 5-0 Carolina. Yellow Ferrari now out there for the Jacksonville Bangums. He goes down, but he takes down Mustang 1 with him, and it's 10-5. Carolina still in the lead. Black Spec Type will try to keep Jacksonville in this game, and he does. 10-10, we are tied. Now Rocket Oil out there against Black Spec Type. Two captains going at it here. Jacksonville and Carolina in a close matchup. And Rocket Oil gets the flip on Black Spec Type. 15-10 Carolina, and here comes Silver Vet 2. He'll force overtime for the Bangums. And now in OT, Yellow Ferrari GT is out there for the Wildcats, and out there for Jacksonville is Silver Vet 2. And we are going to have a tie. 15-15 will be the final. The Bangums and the Wildcats end this game in a tie. What a game here. And that, wow. That's not even the main event, because the main event is coming up next. San Diego Lightning, San Jose Storm. Get ready, because it's next. It's our main event on CDL Live. Stay tuned.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for our main event here tonight on CDL Live. For our July 10th game day here, the San Jose Storm taking on the San Diego Lightning. The Storm here on their home turf, looking to gain some points and keep up with the Phoenix Firebirds and the Portland Panthers and all those other teams currently in the playoff spot. San Jose currently on the outside, looking in, pounding on the door, as a matter of fact, sitting in that 9th seed. The San Diego Lightning. They are still, just barely, but they are still in the Pacific Division title hunt as they look to get 3 more points to try to catch up to the Blades. Let's find out what's going to happen here in our main event. Lightning Storm, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our main event here on CDL Live for our July 10th game day. The San Diego Lightning on the road to take on the San Jose Storm. Of course, the San Diego Lightning, other than the LA Blades, I mean, them and LA are the only two left fighting it out for the Pacific Division, so this game is huge in that respect for San Diego. On the home side of the field, the San Jose Storm currently sit in the 9th place seed, and with Portland and Phoenix, the 7 and 8 seed, getting wins today, San Jose wants to keep up the pace with them, definitely, no doubt. Can they do it? We're about to find out. Coming out first for the San Diego Lightning, who are currently 4th place in the Western Conference. They got 44 coming out first, followed by 24 Hours. 7 series at the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer will be 16 Angels. To the home side of the field, Phantom will start things off for the San Jose Storm, followed by 48 Hours. At the captain's spot will be Wasp, and that 5-point gainer will be split in 2. So here we go. Phantom and 44 to begin this game. And we are going to be tied at 5 to start things off. And now look at this. It was an epic battle when they went at it the last time, right? 24 Hours and 48 Hours. And 24 Hours off screen put up, so they switch sides, do it cleanly, and 24 Hours get the flip on 48 Hours. And the score is now 10-5 San Diego, and here comes Wasp trying to keep San Jose in this game. Can he do it? And he's still up there as they switch sides. Timeout call by San Jose as that engine comes flying off. So repairs needed to Wasp. That's their first of 3 timeouts. Ooh. Second timeout is called by San Jose. Again for those repairs. They can do it one more time. He doesn't want to lose the top. He wants to finish this thing. They're not going to take the third timeout. They're just going to leave it off for now. And it's not going to work out too well. 15-5. And that is going to be the final. 15-5, the San Diego Lightning get the win over the San Jose Storm. And they stay alive in that Pacific Division race. Tough luck for the San Jose Storm. Their second loss in a row. Can they rebound heading to these last 8 game days? Only time will tell. For the San Diego Lightning, their next game is going to be on the road against Carolina. San Jose's next game at Jacksonville. So definitely big games coming up for both teams. We will see you next time on CDL Live. We thank you as always for joining us and watching these games. Thank you for watching the Car Demolition League. And just hope you enjoyed everything. Hope you're going to get ready for round 2 of the D-League Soldiers Cup playoffs. That starts on July 16th. So we got another game day tomorrow, though. So until then, see ya. James Hulse here on CDL Live.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.